अवधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
The chanting sounds like everybody is a pandit. Very nice. Very nice. Wonderful.
Effect of morning chanting class.
Effect of morning chanting.
So perfect.
Instant. Very nice. There is a verse talking about the Bhagavad Gita. It says, Gita Sugita Kartavya. Gita Sugita Kartavya. The Gita must be studied very, 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 very well. Very, 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 very. 4 words in English is conveyed by 1 syllable in Sanskritam, su. Sugita Kartavya. Must be studied very, very, very extremely well. Then, as though this was not enough, then this verse goes on to say, Kim anyaihi shastra vistaraihi. Kim anyaihi shastra vistaraihi. What is there? What is the need for all this huge compendium? Vistara means huge. This oceanic compendium of what is called the Shastra. Shasanat trayate iti shastram. That which protects when taught. Shas, to teach. Interestingly, we have Mount Shasta in California. Very interesting. So, this is something which is very, very beautiful. Let's turn on these 2 fans. They're here. So, this is something which is very, very beautiful. Kim anyaihi? What is the use? It's a rhetorical question. Okay, nobody is going to answer it. It's a rhetorical question that asks, what is the use of all other shastras? All other shastras means what? We are talking about prasthanatraya, and yes, it is as serious as it sounds. Prasthanatraya, the main texts of the tradition. What are they?
Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads,
Upanishads, very good. What else?
Brahma Sutra.
Bhagavad Gita, and then
Brahma Sutra.
Brahma Sutras. What is the use of all that? And what is the use of the first portion of the Veda either? All that is, in other words, if it's a rhetorical question, what does it mean? In other words, it is useless. Don't even touch it. Just study Gita. And now one starts to think, oh, this is just like a little bit of an exaggeration. A hyperbole, if you will. This is very common in North America. You either hate something or you love something. There is nothing in between. How is it going? Great. Or terrible. Nothing in between. In America, we are used to all these big ways of saying. Wonderful. The employee is always kept on tenterhooks. How am I doing? The boss says, great, wonderful, fine. And then, next week, bye-bye. you're not exactly a fit in our company. So this sounds like an exaggeration. Gita must be studied very well. Doesn't matter even if you throw the Shastra or other Shastras out. No need. Just study the Gita. Seems a little too far-fetched to believe, because we are used to exaggeration. Everybody in their life likes drama. There is a little bit of a drama king and a drama queen in everyone. And so, therefore, this goes with the territory. This goes with that kind of a thing that, oh, Gita is there, Gita must be studied very well, and no need for any other Shastra. But when we look at this compound itself, Bhagavad Gita, it is a compound. Even in English we have compounds. Like what? Gas station, right? A station that dispenses gas. That's a gas station. So like this in Sanskritam also we have Bhagavad Gita. So when we look at this compound, we can say that in English we can say it's the sixth case compound. Gita. What does Gita mean? Song. Yeah, it's nice to show some signs of life once in a while. So, what does Gita mean? Song. Actually, really speaking, in Sanskritam there is no such word called Gita. Gitam, it is neuter. But the teaching is always feminine. Upanishad, feminine. Saraswati, feminine. Knowledge, feminine. Brahmavidya, feminine. Shruti, feminine. And so, in keeping with the spirit of that, so the Gitam has been converted into Gita. Gitamiva Gita. Why is it called Gita? Because it is pleasant to hear. Of course, this was what was the vision of the sages 5,000 plus years ago. Now, what is pleasant to hear varies by generation. So if you ask youngsters who are in their teens now, heavy metal music is very pleasant to hear. Some kind of a assemblage of sounds, we can say. That could be for some people very pleasant to hear. And for some other people, classical music could be very pleasant to hear. But nonetheless, here, Gita refers to something that is harmonious, uplifting, like a good piece of music, something that elevates the mood, brings one out of the daily doldrum of drama. That is what it brings one out of. And so therefore it is Gitam Iva. It is like a song. Not that it should be sung. Nobody sings the Bhagavad Gita, although people have tried. But that's not the intention. Things that have to be chanted have to be chanted. Things that have to be chanted with swara have to be chanted with swara. Things that have to be sung have to be sung. The Shastra is very clear about that. You can't sing the Veda unless you are a Samavedi, like our temple priest. Veda is not sung. Veda is chanted, Bhagavad Gita is also chanted. But since it is pleasant to hear because of the alliterations, literally and figuratively, it is very pleasant to hear. Why? Because of its message. The message touches the heart and makes it blossom like the lotus in the sun. The Gita is the sun that makes the lotus heart bloom. That is why it is pleasant. It is pleasant because it brings back to me the truth of who I am. That is the most pleasant thing in the whole universe. Why? We will talk about that shortly. It brings me back, and it brings back to me the truth of who I am. This is the thing. So it is pleasant to hear Gitam Iva. And then what is this Bhagavat? Bhagavat means Bhagavan. Bhagavan. And the word Bhagavan is a very big word. But those who have some idea of Sanskritam or even Indian vernacular languages, Indian languages, will know this Van. Van means Vala, the one who has, is called Van. The possessor of something is called Van under certain circumstances according to certain rules. Like Dhanam means what? Wealth, yes. Everybody should know. Certain things one should know. Meaning of wealth, everybody should know in Sanskrit. Dhanam, wealth. Dhanam plus Van, the goes away. And so Dhana plus Van, Dhanavan. Elon Musk. Okay. Now he has been declared again the richest man in the world. So that is Dhanavan. Strength. How do you say strength in Sanskritam? Balam. So the goes away. Bala plus Van. What does that give? Balavan. Who is that? Some reigning champion. Some wrestling champion or somebody. Who could be that? Balavan. Strong. Balavan means the possessor of strength. Similarly, we have Bhagavan, who is the possessor of what?
Bhaga.
Huh?
Bhaga.
Bhaga. What is this Bhaga? What is the word Bhaga? Auspicious. Bhaga means auspicious. Auspicious is a nice word. Means everything that is wonderful, lucky, holy, sacred, and in abundance. That is the meaning of the word Bhaga. Bhaga plus Van. Bhagavan, the possessor of Bhagavan. And so here, this Bhaga, for ease of understanding, is looked at from 6 different standpoints. 6 bhagas are talked about. 6 kinds of auspiciousness enjoyed by all, really, not just by Bhagavan, everyone. That's why the Bhagavad Gita can say you are non-separate from Bhagavan. That's how it can give that message. So what are these 6 bhagas? Anybody knows?
Aishwaryam
Aishwarya.
Shakti.
First one, we'll take it one by one. Aishwarya. Not the film actress who was very famous. Not that one, okay? Aishwarya. Aishwarya, Ishwarasya bhavaha. Ishwarasya bhava, Aishwaryam. It's the abstract noun of Ishvara, Aishwarya. Aishwarya means that kind of an overlordship power, overlordship, Aishwarya. And then when we are talking of this Bhagavan, we have to say, what do we have to say? This, we have to add the word Samagram. Samagram Aishwaryam. Samagram, it simply means total, complete, without even a single limitation or a residue. Samagram Aishwarya. You also enjoy Aishwarya. Definitely. Everybody enjoys Aishwarya. A few people stand up when you enter the room. A few people are happy when you enter the room. And if you say, no, I beg to differ, nobody stands up when I enter the room. At least there is that pet dog wagging its tail when you come. That's Aishwarya. You say sit, it sits down. Roll over, it rolls over. You say cat, it growls and barks because you have taught it that word and it knows. I went to somebody's house for lunch and there they had a dog and they said, the child of the house came to me and said, Swaminiji, my dog knows how to spell. I said, no, not possible. Watch, she said, little girl, 5 years old. And she called the dog and she said, look, C-A-T, and it started to bark like crazy. It went round, looked for this cat. It knew the spelling. Would you like to go for a W-A-L-K? And it went near the door and started, in fact the tail was wagging the dog, it was so happy. So, Aishwarya. And you feel the child was so happy, the parents of the child were so happy that we have this dog that does all these things. Aishwarya. But what is this Aishwarya? Small Aishwarya. Chota. Small Aishwarya. And what we call Bhagavan, limitless Aishwarya. Samagram, that's why the word is Samagram. Samagram Aishwarya. So you see there is a big gap, at least on the level of the apparent reality. On the level of what we call the empirical reality, the apparent reality, there is a huge gap. Where is Bhagavan, who is in charge of everything, especially my own karma? Okay? Some people say karma. It's not karma. Okay? What is it? Karma. Only if you are having car trouble, I will allow you to say karma. Right? Then it is okay. Otherwise, the pronunciation is karma. In charge of my karma. And who am I? The one that is going from this side of the shore to that side of the shore. Everybody's name should be Sam, because one is a plot Sam and a jet Sam. Like a piece of driftwood, drifting wood, this jiva is thrown, flung in the ocean of samsara, this way, that way. Why driftwood? Because everybody has regrets. I would have, if I would have, I could have. That's why drifting wood. This is the jiva's lot. This is how it is. And so, there is a big difference between the kind of Aishwarya a person commands and the kind of Aishwarya Bhagavan is. Then, what is the next Bhaga?
Viryam.
Samagra Shrihi. Shri is again a different kind of a power. Money, wealth, abundance. Not just money, all kinds of resources. that feeling of fullness with regard to being able to do anything with the kind of resources there are, never feeling the lack of anything. Oh, maybe there are people like that in the world. Yes, there are. With a lot more money than they know what to do with. Many people are like that. But as Pujya Swamiji used to say, you can make the richest person poor in 1 second. In 1 second? How? What? Did the stock market crash? Oh, no. Then how can you make the richest person poor? Ask them for a donation for the ashram. What will they say? Nahi hai, I don't have. Please excuse me another time. Even when they have, what will they say? I don't have. Why don't you have? I think I don't have. I have, but I don't have to give to you. That is the idea. The sense of lack never leaves. Even if you go to space for breakfast and come back. That's what is the thing with lot of money these days. Go for a ride in space. And then what else? So this is what is called Shri. Who's Shri? Your Shri. Whereas Bhagavan's Shri is total. In fact, when you say, I am Shriman or Shrimati, these are the words in which how people are addressed here in the whole of India. It's very beautiful. It shows how the teaching percolates even at the level of everyday talk. It's very nice. So even if you call yourself Shriman, masculine, or Shrimati, feminine, if you call yourself that, then also you have a sense of lack. It's never enough. If I had this, I would do this, and I don't have this, this is the thing. Limited Shri. But you know what it is to have Shri, but it is limited. Whereas with Bhagavan, Shri is limitless. In fact, when you call yourself a Shriman, Shrimati, you are borrowing the Shri from Bhagavan. Really. What is in your bank is Bhagavan's money. Alright? Really, that is true. It's Bhagavan's money that is sitting in the bank. That's why Lakshmi belongs to Vishnu. That's why she is always with Vishnu. If you make the mistake of thinking Lakshmi belongs to me and you start to trap her, she leaves. Before you know it, she leaves. She really gave Houdini, his lessons on how to escape. She escapes somehow. And so that is Shri. Then what else? What's the next Bhaga?
Medium.
Jnanam. Samagram. Jnanam. What is Jnanam? Chocolate cake. Am I right? No. Okay. Just to check if you're awake, I asked that. Jnanam means what? Knowledge. Samagram means what?
Total.
Total knowledge. Full knowledge. That's why Bhagavan is called Sarvajna, all-knowing, and Sarvavid, all-knowing in general, Sarvajna, Sarvavid, knowing things, each and everything in particular. So all knowledge is Bhagavan. And what is the Jiva? Small knowledge. Where did I keep the keys? I don't know. And then, what did I have for breakfast? I don't know. But it was just a few hours ago. Still I don't know. There were too many classes in between. So I don't remember. That's why everybody has got what is called a smartphone. Your smartness has been transferred to the phone. so that you don't have to remember anything, and the phone will remember everything and keep dinging to remind you of something, and you don't know why it is making a ring. You kept the alarm to remind you of something. This is our jnanam. Every jnanam is up to the next question. You can say something like this. What is this? It's a bowl, katori, whatever you want to call it. Then, why is it this shape? To hold something. Okay. That's very good. But why not some other shape? Why this particular shape? You say, I don't know. And why another bowl? If you look for the bowls in the dining hall and the cups, there is an assortment of sizes and shapes. Why this one is like that and why that one is like this? I don't know. The I don't know in our lives outnumber the I know. And this is not just in everyday language. Even if you ask a great botanist the very next question about a particular leaf or the structure of a particular leaf, they also will say, I don't know. Even in the medical profession, you ask somebody, why is it? Why is this disease only attacking men between the ages of 50 and 70? They'll never say, I don't know, because the doctor's job, especially in America, in the West, no doctor will say, I don't know. Because the doctor's job is to inspire confidence. You'll never go to the doctor who says, I don't know. So the doctor will say, we are looking into it. There is research ongoing. It is a particular syndrome. This is what it is, but it's really a couched language to say, I don't know. The one in whose vocabulary this sentence, I don't know, is not there, that is Bhagavad. Very nice. Then, fourth Bhaga. Vairagya. So one would think that having all the resources for myself and then having all the knowledge, one would have a swollen head and one would just be a tyrant, a Hitler, or any Mussolini, some dictator. One would think that one would be a terrible tyrant because along with power comes corruption, abuse of that power. The capacity is always there. But what is here, along with all the resources, all the knowledge, etc., there is total vairagya, samagram vairagya. Viragasya bhava vairagya. Viraga, raga. Raga. Touch?
Raga is attachment.
Raga, what is it? What is raga? Attachment, yes. Yeah, so, I didn't hear the that is the problem, I couldn't hear you. Attachment. I would rather not say attachment. The principle is correct, but I would rather not use the word because the Atma, the nature of the I, is never attached to anything. So raga is, I would translate as strong preferences. Stubborn preferences that catch hold of you. Like something clinging. A piece of that plastic, it is called cling wrap. And then you tear it off the container. You want to put it on something and then seal it with plastic. And what does it do? It sticks to the hand. Then you try to take it from this hand to that hand. Now it is stuck to this hand. Then you say, okay, maybe I should rely on the wind. And then you go like that. Then it almost comes out. Then you say, aha, I'll catch it with this hand. Now it is stuck to both the hands. Then you put it on the surface. Then also it gets stuck to the surface. This is called raga. And raga includes dvesha, strong prejudices. From dvish to hate, to dislike. Raga and dvesha together are known as raga. So raga, strong preferences and prejudices in this context. And then vi, when the prefix vi is put, then it can mean two things. We have to see what is the meaning in the particular context. In one context, vi could mean wonderful, special, great, fantastic, vi. And in certain other context, it can mean devoid of. Vigataha ragaha yasmat, from which all raga has departed. Viraga. It could be a quality, it could also be the person. From which raga has departed, viraga, that you convert into an abstract noun. Viraga, hood, is called vairagya. Samagram, total vairagya. Total vairagya. And what about the jiva? Small vairagya. Accidental vairagya. Kabhi kabhi means sometimes vairagya. Not always. Once in a while vairagya. Nashtarajya. Nashtarajya means what? One whose kingdom has been destroyed. That is the person who is called Nashtarajya. Nashtarajya means sudden kingdom in ancient times. Now you can say some, the stock market or some company that in which the person had invested went belly up, went. And then what happened? All the money was lost. Then immediately there is vairagya for money. What kind of vairagya is it? Fox, grape, vairagya. You know the story of the fox and the grape? Yes? No? You don't know the story of the fox and the grape? Let me tell you. So this very hungry, thirsty fox wanted to live. The grapes were on the vine. The fox was a baby, small, and it saw the luscious grapes, jumped. Could not get it. Oh, only I should jump little more. Could not get it. Jumped. Could not get it. Got tired, got hungrier, got thirstier. Looked up at the grapes and said, I don't want the grapes. Who wants the grapes? They are all sour. I'm sure they're not tasty. And it slowly walked away. The vairagya towards the grapes came when it could not be had. So Nashtarajya, this is a particular kind of a baby vairagya necessitated by certain circumstances beyond one's power, beyond one's aishwarya, beyond one's control. Then another kind of vairagya we are used to is dirgharogi, one suffering from dirgha, long. And then roga, what is that roga? Disease. Rogi, the one who is diseased. Somebody suffering from a chronic illness. Chronic illness. Every day there is no part of the body that is not aching or paining. Okay, somewhere or the other it is hurting, it is aching, it is paining, something is there. There's always a sense alas, of a feeling of ill-being physically, and of course it bleeds into the mental and the emotional realm, because if you're dealing with pain night and day, then what happens? Then you don't feel like it, the mood also goes off. Mood also goes off, you don't like it. So, then what? So this Nashtarajya, then Dirgharogi. Dirgharogi, you tell the Dirgharogi, come, let's go, take a walk. Let's go to Ram Jhula. What will Dirgharogi say? No, you go. I don't go anywhere these days. They make it philosophical, okay? There is a certain thing. But then there are, if supposing there are lots of inventions now. So supposing somebody is paralyzed, nowadays there are some electric pulse little packets that they have found out, they have discovered. You can put it on the back or on the nerve that is paralyzed. Stimulate that nerve, and the person that was in the wheelchair starts to dance, disco, and starts to run. But as long as that battery pack is there, as long as that nerve is those set of nerves are being stimulated, then the person is able to leave the wheelchair, walk, run, dance, do whatever they want. So after putting this pack on them, then you say, okay, you don't want to come to Ram Jhula, right? Then what will they say? No, I want to come. Because now they can. And so, this kind of baby Vairagya, it is called Jihasa Vairagya. And then it is also called Jihasa, Hatum Ichha, Jihasa, the desire to suddenly give up because nothing is working, like the fox and the grapes. It is not working, so chhod do, give it up. It is also called Shmashana Vairagya. Shmashana means what? Funeral ground. Funeral ground Vairagya. Somebody dies young. You happen to know them, and then what happens? You happen to know them, and you just are astounded. Yesterday they were talking, walking, eating, running, playing, laughing. And today they are no more. What for is this life? That Vairagya lasts until one goes to the funeral ground. On the way back, they are already planning what to have for dinner. So, and then this is what is called Shmashana Vairagya. And then for Bhagavan, it is total Vairagya. Nothing, not connected to anything. Not connected to the resources, not connected to the strength, which is again the next quality, Balam. Balam, strength. Even an Olympic weightlifter, if you see the Olympics on television, they go like this. And you take a feather, really, it's all psychological, and then you put it on that. They say, oh, I can't do this. The last straw is always there. The limit is there. Everything has a limit. Limitless strength, Bhagavan. Limitless strength. That which enabled him to lift the mountain, get the name Giridhari. Lift the mountain to save the people from a deluge. Lift how? With the little finger, effortlessly. It's not that little finger is needed to lift, no. Effortlessly. Meaning the little finger which is not much used, which doesn't have that much strength. The little finger is used. So, Samagram, total Balam. Then the last one. Samarthya, Yashas, and then Samarthya. Two together we can say. Yashas is fame. Fame. Fame means you are famous. Where? Where are you famous? Where are you known?
Your
your house, correct? And sometimes people like the pastime of Googling themselves, and you can do that and see how many hits come. That is also nice. Okay, 10,000 hits, not bad. Shabash, very good. Pat. You can say that. But then, even if you have 10,000 hits, that's still a finite number. But you Google Bhagavan and see what happens. Infinite, that is the idea. That is the meaning of infinite. There is no end. Yes. No end. So then there is Samarthya. Samarthya means the ability to project this universe, to create, as we say, creator, karta. And then, having projected the ability to sustain the universe, you have to run it, you know. You can't just create something and go away. Then it will be a problem. And then finally, when the time is up to take the universe back, without leaving a trace, not like a demolition crew, they go with a wrecking ball, and the building, you see everything shakes around the building, and then you have to deal with the debris. Here there is no debris, nothing. Take it just like in your dream. When you wake up having dreamed something, let's say you have dreamed of having a big party, your birthday party. So many friends came, balloons, streamers, food, of course cake, let's not forget cake. Cake, all this is there. Then the 4 o'clock bell rang here. If you haven't heard it, you will hear it tomorrow morning. So it seems like an unending bell, which goes off here at 4 o'clock. Then, of course, the wonderful dream, poor dream had to be withdrawn. Back to memory, back to the realm of your desires. Then what? Then when you wake up, are your friends sitting around you on the bed? Are there pieces of samosa and cake over there on your bed? No. Clean, take back. Same thing for Bhagavan. Samagram, samarthya. Samarthya is complete. The projection is also deliberate. It's not an accidental projection. It's not like, oh, now I'll do this. Oh, ganti ho gayi. I made a mistake. Now I have to rub it out. No, there is no mistake. There is not a missed take. Nothing. Everything is already set. Who is going to join the course? It's already there. Who did not come? Was already there. And who is going to come late? That's also already there. Amazing, it was all there. Who married who? Why did they grow up in the same place? Why did they meet? How did they meet? Who did not get married to whom? That's also a very interesting story. Who did not get married to whom? So many times in India, it happens like this. The prospective groom and the bride's family were supposed to meet. This is a story from the 70s. No SMS, no email, no smartphone, nothing. In a small village. And then at the appointed time, the bride's family heard the doorbell ring, and then the groom and his family came. They ate, they drank, the prospective bride and groom got to talk to each other a little bit, and then they said they loved each other very much. And the families said, we really like how you are, and let's set a date. The marriage date was set, and they went away happy. 45 minutes later, another family showed up. Another young man with his parents and brother and sister, the whole family showed up. They said our car broke down. That was the family, actually, that was supposed to come. But then what did they tell? They said, sorry, somebody else came and we have already fixed the marriage. We thought it was you. That's what happened. So this is all, we think it's an accident. But from the standpoint of Bhagavan, what is it? It's just an incident. That's all it is. And so this is Bhagavan. So that which is pleasant, like you need a pen? You need a pen? You want a pen?
No, there was a big
Okay, yeah. Some flying object. UFO. So, this creation, this whole thing, that the one that is equipped with the power that is infinite, and the power that we call infallible is Bhagavan. The text that reveals the nature of this Bhagavan as non-separate from you is called Bhagavad Gita. This is what is called the sixth case compound. Shashti Tat Purusha Bhagavatah Gita Bhagavad Gita. The song of the Lord, the song of Bhagavan. So that which reveals the teaching, Brahma Vidya. Vidya, knowledge of Brahman. What is Brahman? That which is limitlessly big. That is the meaning of the word Brahman. Vrihi Vriddhau. That is the root verb Vriddhau. And then to that you add a pratyaya, Manin, and Brahman. Limitlessly big. That which is bigger than whatever you can even fathom, that is Brahman. Big, big, big. Okay? And so, this is this Brahman. And Brahma Vidya, we can't even say knowledge of Brahman, because all that is there is Brahman. What you see is Brahman. And what you are is Brahman. The sky is Brahman. The air that we breathe is Brahman. Space is Brahman. Time is Brahman. Everybody in the world is Brahman. Then people you love, Brahman. People you don't love so much, double Brahman. In-laws, Brahman. Outlaws, Brahman. Everything is Brahman. The whole world is non-separate from Brahman. This is the message, and the Vidya that unfolds this is called Brahma Vidya. Brahma Vidya. This is one of the topics of the Bhagavad Gita. Song of the Lord, one meaning. The message of the Lord which is pleasant to hear like the song, like a song. Song of the Lord. Then it can have, because it is Sanskrit and we like to keep everybody on their toes, it can have one more derivation. The Sanskrit word for derivation is Vyutpatti. Okay? Yeah. It can have one more derivation. And what is that? It is called the passive derivation. Active derivation, song of the Lord. Karmani Shashti, the song for which Bhagavan is the subject matter. Very nice. Both those meanings apply. Is it clear, both the meanings? One meaning, the song of the Lord, the message of the Lord directly given to us, because it is not in the Gita, as you will see when we start the verses, it is not, Shri Krishna Uvacha. It is what? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Uvacha said. So the words of Krishna is not Krishna. Krishna is seen as Bhagavan by Lord Vyasa, the composer of the Bhagavad Gita and the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata it occurs Bhagavad Gita. And so therefore this is Bhagavan. So the message of Bhagavan which is given to Arjuna, a flailing Arjuna, a nervous Arjuna, a nervous wreck called Arjuna, that same message through Arjuna has been coming down to us for 5,000 plus years. Same message, timeless, spaceless. This is the message that is there. So that is one meaning. Second meaning is the song for which the Lord is the subject matter. It is Bhagavan that is being unfolded because we don't know what is this Bhagavan. Okay, we don't know, that should be alright. If we don't know, we learn. No, we already have so many ideas about what Bhagavan is, what Bhagavan is not, what it should be, what it should not be, what he is and what he is not. And people are convinced in certain tradition it has to be a he. How can it be anything else? It has to be a he. I went with Pujya Swamiji to Geneva once, and there was a big world conference, and we had to write some resolutions. And Pujya Swamiji proposed we should think of God as both he and she. And there were some very important people there, from representatives from other religions. Very important people who could actually be Googled and have many hits. And all these people were there. And they said, no, they just got so anxious, upset, agitated, afflicted. No, this is out of the question. We are going to walk out of this meeting if you put this resolution. So we had to strike it down. So what does this show? That there are strong feelings about God, no matter how odd. Okay? Strong feelings. Either because of religion, either because of one's own experiences. What is the experience? Where is God? Look to the left, look to the right, look above, below. There is no God. Nothing. So one can come to the conclusion, there is no God. What is that? It's a belief. And even the person who says, I believe in God, what is that? That is also a belief. That is why the Bhagavad Gita does not call for you or for anyone who is studying the Bhagavad Gita to believe in God. For us, Bhagavan is not a matter of belief. Bhagavan is the subject matter of understanding. It is something to be discovered as none other than the truth of you, the truth of this universe. Where the observed and the observer are one. That is what is the discovery. And that happens through a systematic, committed exposure to the knowledge called Vedanta. This is what it is. This is what it entails. It's not like once I come, sit in a class, clap, laugh, and then go away. Because these orientations are old. The habitual orientations, in Sanskrit called as Viparita Bhavana, oppositional orientations. Oppositional to what? To the message of the Gita, to the message of the Upanishads, which is really one and the same. So, this message, this truth has to be assimilated and repeated listening is needed. One-time listening is overpowered by one's own notions. And those notions are very, very strong. They are held up by the culture, they are held up by the family, they are held up by the religious beliefs, whatever it is, notions. So they all have to be eroded, like the waves crashing on a rock. In the river Narmada. Narmada is a river in India. So the rock gets the Mother Narmada treatment, and the rough edges of the rock are smoothed out. Then you send some special divers into the Narmada. They go in, out comes a Shivalinga, smooth, all the angles gone, all the rough edges gone. Nothing in this can hurt you. You just pick it up. It is smooth and beautiful. That is the personality of the person coming to Vedanta. Angular, ordinary, irritable, moody, quirky, querulous. Querulous means at every chance the person complains. That's why I wrote in the WhatsApp group, no complaints. This is not a place to complain. So, this is the person. This is not the person. This is the personality. Lulled in the lap of Mother Shruti, listening to her message day by day by day. All those angular, difficult edges of the personality disappear. Smooth, one becomes smooth and easy. That is the power of the Bhagavad Gita. If you allow her to operate upon you. How to do that? We'll see that in the morning.
पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ